What have you stopped attempting because the comfortable version of your life made the attempt unnecessary? You worked hard to get here, to the point where the basics are handled, where there is enough security to breathe, where the daily emergencies have mostly stopped. That is real. The work was real, and the stability it produced is real. But something else happened alongside it. Something you probably did not notice because it arrived slowly and felt like a reward. You stopped pushing. Not dramatically, not all at once, but the things that used to stretch you stopped being attempted. The goals that required discomfort got replaced by goals that required less. The risks that used to feel necessary started to feel optional. And the optional ones are the easiest ones to quietly defer, and then defer again, until the deferral becomes the default and the man who used to move toward hard things has become a man who mostly manages what he already has. The Stoics had a word for this kind of deterioration. They called it softness, not a physical description, a description of character. The man who has organized his life around the avoidance of discomfort becomes, over time, less capable of handling it. The capacity for difficulty is like every other capacity. It requires use to stay strong. When you stop using it, it does not stay at the level it was. It declines. And the decline is invisible until the moment something genuinely hard arrives and you discover that you are not who you used to be. Marcus Aurelius wrote about voluntary hardship as a practice, not suffering for its own sake, but the deliberate, regular exposure to difficulty as a way of maintaining the capacity to handle whatever life brings. He slept on the floor sometimes. He ate simple food. He trained in conditions that were harder than necessary, not because he needed to, but because he understood that comfort, when it becomes the organizing principle of a man's life, becomes a kind of prison. Here is what the comfortable life does over time. It narrows what feels possible. When you have not done something genuinely hard in years, the threshold for what feels like too much drops. Things that would have been normal challenges 10 years ago now feel like risks not worth taking. Conversations that would have been uncomfortable but manageable now feel threatening. Changes that would have been difficult but doable now feel impossible. The world has not gotten harder. You have gotten softer. And the soft version of you is making decisions about what to attempt based on a tolerance for discomfort that has been quietly shrinking. Epictetus, who had been a slave and had nothing, understood something about comfort that men who have everything tend to miss. Comfort is not neutral. It is not simply the absence of suffering. It is an active force that reshapes what you believe you are capable of. When you are comfortable enough, you stop finding out what you are made of. And a man who does not know what he is made of is operating on outdated information. He thinks he is the man he was when things were harder. He is not. He is whoever the comfortable years have made him. There is also a specific loss that comes with the comfortable life that most men feel but cannot name. A flatness. A sense that the days are fine but not full in the way they used to be. Not crisis, not drama, just a low-grade absence of something. That something is usually stakes. The feeling that what you do today actually matters. That something is on the line. That you are moving towards something that requires your full effort. Comfort removes stakes. And without stakes, the engagement with your own life starts to dim. Seneca wrote that a man grows accustomed to his own slavery. He was talking about comfort specifically. The chains of a comfortable life are invisible because they do not restrain you from anything you are already willing to do. They only restrain you from the things that feel like too much. And slowly, over time, more and more things feel like too much. The Stoic response is not to dismantle the life you built. It is not asceticism for its own sake or the performance of toughness. It is the deliberate reintroduction of difficulty into a life that has become too insulated from it. The cold that you avoid, the conversation you keep postponing, the project you have been too comfortable to start, the commitment that would require you to be more than you have been allowing yourself to be. Not everything at once. One thing, the thing you know you have been avoiding because the comfortable life made avoidance easy. The thing that, if you are honest, you know you need to do, but have been putting off because nothing is forcing you to do it, and the comfort makes the deferral painless. Do that thing. Not to prove something to anyone else. To prove something to yourself. To find out whether the man who used to move toward hard things is still in there. He is. But he needs to be asked. He needs to be called on. And the only one who can do that is you. The comfortable life is not the enemy. The decision to let it make you smaller is. You can have stability and still push. You can have security and still risk. You can have what you built and still reach for what you have not built yet. That combination is not contradiction. It is what the Stoics called the good life. Not easy. Not painless, but deliberate, moving, alive.